The drones are still here, and there's still no answers. What's really going on? I mean, what's really going on? Coming up next on Encounters USA. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special Encounters USA. In fact, this is the fourth segment that I've done on these mysterious quote unquote drones that are circling around New Jersey, the East Coast, and now they appear to be all over the world. So I just want to update you guys because you're not getting any real information and you're not getting any truthful information. And I want to let you know exactly what is going on. So before I go too much farther into this, I just want to ask you to like and subscribe to this channel because if you look at my views, if you look at my subscribers, I have stayed at the same level of subscribers and my videos are never shown on YouTube. I mean, I have great content and I always have had great content on YouTube, but I have always been heavily censored, and so that's why I need you to like and subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bells so you know that when I post an update, because YouTube won't, and that's why I have over 1,200 subscribers now. I should have many, many more, but because YouTube will not post updates when I download videos, then it's very difficult for me to get my videos out and get the kind of views and subscribers that would keep the analog pushing people towards my channel. So with that said, we're here to talk about the drones, but I just want you to understand that YouTube and Google are already censoring this information. They started censoring this as soon as I started putting it out. Like my first video got a lot of views and then boom, nothing. So you can tell what's happening, behind the scenes. And that's why, subscribing and liking the channel is so important. And just go to Encounters USA if you really are into aliens, Bigfoot, or Dogman, because that's what we do. And we've been doing it for some time. So let's talk about the drones. And before we go any farther, if you're new to me, then I am the producer, director of a series that just came out this year. It's called Cascade, Bigfoot, Blood Mystery, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I am also the author of a number of books, and one of those books is called Deceptions of the Ages, Mormons, Freemasons, and Extraterrestrials, and what we've come to know as fake news has been going on, ever since the beginning of time. And there are some things like UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligences and their contact that have been forbidden for the common people to talk about throughout history. So now we've come to that time, and this is what we're going to talk about now. We're going to come to where we are, why these things are here, who they are, what they're doing, and what is the circumstances for them being here, as in what do they want, and why did they suddenly show up now and not before. So with all that being said, I would like you to just, if you want a background on this, check out my book, Deceptions of the Ages, and go look at the Cascade, Bigfoot, Blood Mystery, which is a 4-part documentary series, because in June of 2021, we were contacted, apparently, according to the remote viewers, we were contacted by Bigfoot and some aliens, and they left blood in my tent. And the whole series is trying to figure out how that could have possibly happened. But that is a series that was a preface because I had it remote viewed. And if you watch the series, you're going to see that in the remote viewing, they start talking about things like what is to come, to prepare people for what is to come. And suddenly, here we are. Right? Here we are, and the aliens are here, and we're going to talk about what they're doing in a second, but that is how I'm really almost personally involved in this, because they came to me and a Russian Bigfoot researcher out in the woods. They came to us, and as far as I can tell, left blood in our tent. And watch the series, you can see more, but they came to me, and I think that they came to me first. So they have been telling people for a long time. And now let's go to and just do what I did. When I couldn't find the answer to who left blood in my tent in Eastern Washington, I went to my friend, Dr. Simeon Hein, a remote viewer. And if you watch any Bigfoot show or, any of these shows that deal with aliens or quantum physics and aliens, whatever, Dr. Hein is a very smart guy. No, he's no relation, but he has a cool name anyway. And he is a very smart guy, and he's able to discuss the quantum level, interdimensional physics of what's going on here, having dealt with crop circles, etc., etc. So now let's talk about more and more. As I said, I went to the remote viewers because I couldn't find an answer legitimately through science to figure out what was going on and who had left that blood in my tent. Because quite frankly, there were really two simple answers: I did it, or my compatriot, this Russian Bigfoot researcher, did it. But I just didn't see how that was possible for him to have done it. So I had to see through remote viewing what happened. And when every remote viewer came back with the same thing that's talking about, when they had no idea what they were even remote viewing, came back with Bigfoot and aliens, and then that was tested with a psychic, well, that started to, get my hackles up and say, wait a minute, this was contact. This was our contact. So I believe that we had contact in 2021. And according to the remote viewers, there was a definite specific reason for that contact. So now let's go to, speaking of remote viewers, let's go to Dr. Courtney Brown and his Farsight Institute, because when I have watched this for a few days, and every day they say that the government is just lying, and they're lying, and we're going to talk about why in a little bit. But I finally said, well, heck, let's just look, as I did in the Cascade Bigfoot Blood Mystery series, let's look at the remote viewers. What are remote viewers saying about who's flying these drones? And sure enough, here it is. We have this alien race, and I've talked about that. I've got a movie coming out very soon called ECETI Ranch, ECETI Ranch Stargate, The Portal Opens. That's a documentary about ECETI Ranch in southern Washington, and I interviewed the owner of the ranch, and he says some astounding things, and then there are just some astounding images or videos of these orbs flying in and out of Mount Adams, and it is just, anyway, it is one of the most incredible things you're ever going to see. And I'm not trying to plug it anything. When I was editing it, I'm going, oh my, this is just going to freak people out. But now that these things are here, these so-called drones or these UFOs are here, now they are this movie is just going, it really explains a lot of things. And James Gilliland, the owner of the ranch, is going to explain a lot of things in the movie. And that's why I'm mentioning it, because what Courtney Brown and his remote viewers have found out, that is one piece of the puzzle. My book, Deceptions of the Ages, those are just more pieces of the same puzzle. ECETI Ranch, Stargate, the portal opens, that's just another piece of the puzzle as to what these aliens are doing here. And each one speaks about these particular races and their relationship with us in the past. And well, now we don't know about the future, but this really documents the past and how a certain group of people has made darn sure that nobody knows what's really going on. And let me just also allude to this, and I have to do this, and because it's kind of a tough love kind of thing, but what we're looking at here is a situation similar to 2001 A Space Odyssey, right? And you have a bunch of unfortunately, you have a very bunch of, let's say, primitive compared to these people that are up there, and we're down here. And so, think of us as this group of apes like in 2001, and each in our little herd, and with no idea of what is going on. And people that, people are going to look at it and say, as they always do in history, and I'll take the Jesus Christ, for example. Jesus gave the Romans an excuse to exact tribute and grab more power, and Jesus gave the Jews, the Sadducees, the Sadducees, and the Pharisees. He gave them the ability to extract even more power because he was so different, and he represented something that nobody understood. And when that happens in any time in history, whether it's a person, idea, or technology, somebody comes along afterward, and they use that to get their own power. And that's exactly what is going on right now. So, because instead of just saying who these things are, and I'm just going to tell you right now, if you want to know exactly what Courtney Brown says, go to the Farsight Institute and see their spotlight or whatever, and I'll leave a link in the description. But I want you to go there and see exactly what Courtney Brown says, because as I said, that's one piece of this puzzle, and it's a very big piece. But let me explain to you that in my experience with my, researching for Encounters USA, I keep running into this idea of there are two contending factions. And that's what you're going to see on what Courtney Brown is going to say. There are two contending factions that came from somewhere out in Andromeda or the Pleiadians. Some people call them the Anunnaki, but one of them is working with the reptilians, and those are like what they call the bad. And so they want to control us, and they want to control this area of the galaxy. And I know this might sound crazy, but unfortunately these are aliens, and this is the kind of language you have to use, that this dark group is trying to control the galaxy, and this good group are the ones we're seeing. Some of them are, most of them are. And according to Courtney Brown, it's because they're going to have to intervene before a short time, because we have these weapons that are going to destroy all of us. And if they don't intervene, then we're going to use them, and that's going to be the end of the earth, and then nobody will get to use the earth. For whatever they do, and they have bases here, and so they have a definite interest in not losing their property or ours. So there are any number of things that I've done and talked about these two factions, and you can listen to Linda Moulton Howe. She talks about it, and it's also in the Aliens series that talk about these aliens that they're trying to get onto the earth to destroy us, because the race that created us don't want us they're done with us, and there's no reason for us to survive, and they certainly don't want us getting out into the universe and bothering with them or their interests. So that's the alien side of it. According to the Courtney Brown side of it, one side is good and they're just completely hands off, and the other side is the side that worked with the Nazis. They worked with, that you've seen in the Benny and Barty Hill, incident, and the, when you hear of people saying, well, yeah, I saw people in Nazi uniforms and there were Nazis in the South Pole. If any of that is true, it's because they were given technology by this group of aliens. And the other group of aliens is standoffish and saying, we're not giving you any technology, that you have to earn it for yourself. You have to find it for yourself, because we don't intervene in people's lives. But on the other hand, then if you look at what's going on around the world and you see how for the entire country, and look in Deceptions of the Ages, that's what that book is about. Our whole society is really set up around misery and doom for the majority of the people. And there's so many the music is bad, the ideas are bad, the TV shows are bad, the movies are bad, the drugs, everything is bad. And anything that's good and decent, it just gets attacked and destroyed by this group of, I don't know what they are, but they're creating this race of basically demons and heathens that don't know any better, and they don't know when something is good and how to enjoy something that's good. So that is what we're looking at right now. And as crazy as it sounds, I encourage you, go to Courtney Brown's website, the Farsight Institute, his YouTube channel. He has very interesting stuff, and I really think that a lot of his stuff is credible. I think Courtney and his methods are, they're Courtney and his methods, and to each his own. But under all of it, I think that he's showing you exactly what's going on. So at this point in time, right now, they have infiltrated, and this is since my last update, they've infiltrated Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and closed it down, or they have infiltrated New York Airport in Orange County and closed it down, and they are appearing again all over the country. So it continues, and I just want you to know that it is, as you can see behind me, that it is Christmas time, the time we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And I just want you to watch this video as I leave as kind of my Christmas message. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to be giving you other updates after this, but I want to give you this message that somebody on Twitter posted, and it shows how they asked if they knew Jesus Christ, and the response was pretty much amazing. And the last thing I'm going to say, well, not the last thing I'm going to say, but if you take it all in sum of what you're hearing from Courtney Brown, what you're not hearing from the government, and what you're seeing from these extraterrestrials, is that they have come here because they said enough is enough. We are going to have to intervene in your wars because you have too many weapons that some people are getting ready to use. And remember, there are two factions there's a faction controlling our government, and these are what the Courtney Brown calls the bad aliens. And isn't that discomforting to know the bad aliens are controlling our government, and those bad aliens have always, according to their agreements with us, according to their contracts and their treaties, those aliens we cannot disclose the aliens even exist, or the government that signs the treaties cannot disclose that these aliens even exist. And the other aliens have said that enough is enough. We have no choice because these people have given you so much technology to destroy yourselves with, that you're going to end up destroying the whole kit and caboodle, and we're going to lose a place to inhabit, and we might lose a lot of people too. So that's it. We're going to intervene, and if these people try to use this technology, we're going to use our technology to stop you, and we're going to use our technology to stop them. And so, in a masterful way that really exhibits like chess playing on a 3D level, what they're trying to do, according to Courtney Brown, is they're out there saying, they're flashing their lights, they're doing everything they can to let people know. And I'm just waiting for the horns, because the sounds, those big horns, those are going to come. But they don't want to panic people. What, according to Courtney Brown, is happening, they want people to just see them. Okay, we're here. Don't panic if you see us again, because they said the next time that they see us is going to be during this war that is going to happen because of what's going on with Russia and the Democrats and the billionaires who are trying to maintain control of all of us and, limit our population substantially. So this is what you are looking at playing out right now. There are two factions opposing each other. Our government's on the bad side. The other people are on the good side. And Donald Trump is saying the government knows exactly who it is, and they should say who it is. He's saying they should say it's the aliens and let people know, because that would be the good side. That's what the aliens want. And then the people controlling the government don't want that to happen. Treaty, et cetera, et cetera. And who knows what would happen as a result of that? What kind of, vengeance, or, what would be the, result of them coming out and saying, because they're adamantly saying, we don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. It's like if somebody broke into your neighbor's house and you were involved in it. I don't know who it was. I don't know anything about it, but you know exactly who it was, but you don't want to go to jail, or you don't want anything bad to happen to you. So that's what you see with the government right now. They're just saying, we don't know who it is, but when they know exactly who it is. So, now, this is the good side, okay? It's Christmas. I'm going to leave you with this this video that has a really nice Christmas message to it, and I just want you to understand that, because I can't record the sound, but I want you to see what the responses are to the questions. Do you know Jesus Christ, or do you know Jesus? Was the first question, and see the response, and then ask the question, do you know God, and see the response. So this is the fourth installment segment that I've done on this UFO thing that's happening over New Jersey. And I don't know, it's just a question of, when are they going to actually come out and admit the truth? And, it's very possible that Joe Biden said, I'm just going to dump it on Trump's hands. He can deal with that. I don't owe that guy any favors. So he might just dump it onto Trump's hands. And Trump is going to come out and tell people he's not, how could he possibly cover it up? So somebody eventually is going to have to come out and tell people. And at that time, will I be out of a job? That will pretty much solve the Bigfoot, alien, and dogman problem right there. Because, and anyway, we'll see how it goes. But for right now, that is your update. You're looking at one faction of an alien race, and there's another faction that's opposing them, and how this plays out is anybody's guess, but they're here to keep us from destroying each other. And to keep us from destroying each other, they're going around flashing their lights, and here we are, don't be scared, but we are here, right? So according to Courtney Brown, and the remote viewing did me pretty well on the Cascade Bigfoot Blood Mystery. It did the Central Intelligence Agency fairly well in '75, and when it was going against the Russians, and when it explored the solar system and probably the universe. But remote viewing has answered a lot of people's questions to a lot of people's satisfaction, and a lot of those people are in our government. So I use them, and I think you should too. Check out the link that I'm posting in the description, and check out the Cascade Bigfoot Blood Mystery, and check out Deceptions of the Ages. All right, so that's what I have to say. These are very important times. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and if you're watching this and it's not Christmas, I hope you're having a good time, and I just hope that people now can appreciate that the dates, these are the most important dates in the history of mankind, and we're getting told we're looking at drones by a bunch of idiots, and it's just sad. So that's why I have to say before I go that if you are trying to solve this drone mystery, or you're dealing with this government, then always, I mean always, watch your back.